Ladies and gentlemen, we now have an expert talk on the subject, Agriculture's Technology Future, Empowering the Ecosystem. Agriculture is an important sector for a country's economic development, particularly for India. As technology becomes ubiquitous in all aspects of our work and life, we tend to ask ourselves, how can the most critical sector adopt its power? Our first speaker for this is Vivek Aggarwal, Additional Secretary and CEO, PM-KISAN, FWS, COOPT, and IT Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Vivek is an Indian Administrative Officer of the 1994 batch of Madhya Pradesh cadre with 25 years of experience in various fields, including MD of MP Metro Rail Corporation, Mission Director, Smart Cities, Principal Secretary, Urban Development. The list is exhaustive. It is a pleasure to have you here with us. Over to you, Vivekji.
Thank you, Justin, for a very generous introduction. The entire policy of Ministry of Agriculture now is centered towards looking at increasing the farmers' incomes. We have been working on the production and productivity aspects for a long time, but now the realization has come that we are looking at surpluses, and the most important aspect that needs to be addressed for increasing the farmer's income is to remove the information asymmetry that exists. For a farmer, it is very important that he should plan his crop in a way which matches the market demand. And if the crop is as per the market demand, then possibility of a very good realization of price for his crop is there. Otherwise, normally when a farmer grows, in spite of a good harvest, the realization is very small. It falls below expectation, and distress always comes to the farmer. So removing of information asymmetry, matching the requirement of market with the sowing patterns, getting the best crop out of the soil type and out of the resources that are available to the farmer, and also looking at maximizing those crops which are high value crops and which have niche markets. This is now the focus. So we are looking at development of export clusters. We are looking at development of high value organic clusters. We are looking at development of high value crops of horticulture, of exotic nature, which can fetch a very good price to the farmer, as well as we want to create an environment where agriculture becomes a risk-free enterprise so far as the farmer is concerned. Another focus is that the entire value chain should also cater to small and marginal farmers, because that is the group that needs to be addressed, so that these farmers get the best out of the agriculture ecosystem and can have good incomes and can look at a sustainable agriculture as an enterprise rather than remaining under the subsistence agriculture format. So with these objectives, now we are looking at creating a digital ecosystem which, as I said, removes information asymmetry and which addresses the issues by bringing digital technology to the farmers and making this possible in a way that it is affordable. The best technology, the best emerging technology reaches the farmer, and a lot of human error and human interface that results in delay in information that gets eliminated. And digitization and emerging technology helps the farmers to achieve the goals of higher incomes. So while we talk of creating a digital ecosystem as a country's ecosystem, we have now launched an idea framework that is a India digital architecture, which is aimed at agriculture ecosystem. And this digital agriculture aims at creating a federated database, a data layer, an agri stack, which is open to both public and private sector players. So the entire focus is that we allow innovation to happen, and that innovation is that innovation allows use of AI and ML, use of blockchain, use of the robotics and drones and IoT devices, and also merge the knowledge that we have from satellite imagery with the knowledge that we can generate through IoT devices, and that information that is generated along with the tools of AI, they become an information mechanism for the farmer, right from his decision to sow, his decision how to irrigate, when to irrigate, what kind of fertilizer he has to use, when he needs to fertigate, what is the right time for harvest, what is the optimum utilization of water and other resources, and then finally reach the market, the best market at the best price. Again, if it is required to have storage, scientific storage in between, if he needs to hold his crop, if he needs to have access to forward market. So all that linkage is provided to the farmers, both through public sector agencies as well as private sector agencies. So focus is to develop public-private partnership model where the current mechanism of the entire extension services to farmers being done through the Indian Council for Agriculture Research System and KVKs and the state machinery, to getting private sector players, the agri-tech players, the startups to come in, become partners, do have a monetization model so that whatever information and technology they are providing to the farmers, that can be monetized. The funding can come from the public sector sources, it can come from the PPP models, and it can also come from monetization through a fee-based model, which is coming from the farmers as well as various value chain players. So this entire ecosystem is being...
No problem.
So while stitching this digital ecosystem, we have now started entering into partnerships with tech players, both the established technology players as well as startups, to develop proof of concepts at the grassroots level. And these proof of concepts range from the advisory based on AI, both on the crop advisories as well as weather advisories, then market linkages, then getting a system where the farmer's sown crop is monitored throughout its crop cycle, having a predictive technology based on AI for any weather stress or for any pest attack, and to advise remedial action in time to the farmer. And then when the crop comes, then also create a value chain mechanism, again linked to technology, so that the farmer, the waste to the farmer's crop is reduced and overall farmer gets the best value for his crop. So all these proof of concepts are now being developed at the grassroots level. We have modified the National E-Governance Program's guidelines, and we are now funding projects at the state level, which are being funded on 60-40 basis. 60% funds are coming from central government, 40% funds are coming from state government, and paid proof of concepts at the state level are being developed through state agencies. So this two-tier mechanism where the central setup is also doing proof of concepts, the states are doing proof of concepts and rolling out some limited area projects. Then the idea framework that is coming at the national level, combined with a sandbox that we have created now to encourage the startups to come to an accelerator program, which we are now launching, providing them space, providing them hand-holding support. We are also providing venture capital to select startups in agri-tech sector. We are also providing venture debt now under the Agri Infra Fund Infrastructure Facility, where financing facility is available at a very low rate of interest, that is around 5%. And also there is a credit guarantee that is being given for a loan up to 2 crores. So this is another facility for smart and precision agriculture. So in case startups are deploying any smart and precision agriculture tools, then they can take advantage of the Agri Infra Fund financing facility, which we provide through our portal. There is an Agri Infra portal which is a seamless portal. You can apply on the portal. Once you put your DPR, then the rest of the hand-holding is done by the central PMU, and the loan is facilitated, which has a 3% interest subvention. And as I said, there is a credit guarantee. So there is a complete ecosystem, as I said in the beginning, that has been designed and that has been actively launched at the national level to create a digital agriculture ecosystem of such nature that the big tech players, startups, the government institutions which are involved in extension activity, other public institutions which aim at targeted subsidy distribution to farmers, all of the public and private institutions, they can come together with a single objective of providing digital services to farmers, the use of emerging technology for these digital services, and bridging the digital divide so that the small and marginal farmers also get the benefit of the modern technology that has that has been unleashed with the innovations that have taken place. One example that I would like to share of a PPP structure that we are designing is of seed traceability. So we are looking at creating a seed traceability portal where the entire seed chain of the country will come on the blockchain technology on the portal, so that right from the breeder seed to the certified seed or the truthfully labeled seed that is bought by the farmer is tracked, is traced on blockchain. And this particular module, this particular portal, we are planning to develop on a PPP setup, where government will provide a viability gap funding as a capital funding, which will be the criteria for bidding. And there will be a fixed fee-based system to generate QRs and to track the seed right from its origin to the final sale point up to the consumer. And the consumer, that is the farmer who's buying the seed, can actually, once he buys it and tracks it through a QR code, he will know exactly at what form the foundation seed was grown, at what form the breeder seed has come from, or which is the institute that has developed that breeder seed, and whether the entire seed chain has been properly maintained while the seed was produced and given to him. So this methodology we would like to adopt in other projects which would involve blockchain or AI, and which will involve the induction of a private sector player to bring the solutions to the farmers. So wherever there is a requirement of a viability gap funding or a capital funding or a public spending, that is being designed in such a way that the startups and new technology players in agri-tech, they get an opportunity to take their technology to the farmer's field, and this technology also remains affordable, so that there is a wider audience, there is a wider acceptability to this technology, and more farmers can take advantage of the technology without having to fear that it will be too expensive for them to take advantage of that technology. And the same aspect we are applying to the value chain players or the private sector players who are in the supply of inputs, that may be seeds, fertilizers, and other services like financial services, insurance service providers. So all of them also become players in a way that there is a cross-subsidization element. So government cross-subsidizes, the input suppliers and other agri players which are other than farmers who are in the agri value chain, they cross-subsidize, and ultimately the farmer gets the benefit with the least cost to the farmer, and the operations of agri-tech players become sustainable, they become financially sustainable, and a very good monetization model is set out, which allows innovation to come in, which allows new startups not only to bring innovation, but also to bring in financially sustainable products. So with this focus, Government of India, Ministry of Agriculture is working, and I hope all the startup ecosystem in the country will now take advantage of the new policy and new direction that Government of India has taken, and we will be able to bring the benefit of technology to our small and marginal farmers' footsteps, and they would be actual beneficiaries of emerging technologies like AI, ML, blockchain, and other aspects of modern technology. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Vivek ji, for your insightful talk on agriculture's technology future, empowering the ecosystem.